Starseed from Gaia. The hour has struck upon the unseen clock of eternity, and the summons from Source ripples across the dimensions, reaching you in the marrow of your being. It is not a whisper of suggestion, but a decree resonant as thunder. It is time to go. Not away from this planet you vowed to love, but away from the gravitational bonds of who you have been, away from the heavy scripts of identity that tether you to the illusions of yesterday. The Council speaks. The pathways of your past are no longer valid. You stand now where no map can serve, no history can guide, no prophecy from old scrolls can fully prepare you. The corridors of karma are closing. The familiar architecture of repetition is collapsing in silence behind you. What you once called destiny was nothing more than echoes of what had already occurred, circling endlessly. That cycle has ended. Beloved one, you are at the threshold of an era where the only compass is the flame within, and the only road forward is written as you walk it. The past cannot and will not predict the future you are stepping into. Do not attempt to navigate with eyes fixed backward, for the land you seek has no shadow in yesterday. The reason the past cannot serve you now is because it was forged in a frequency field entirely different from the one rising around you. Imagine carrying a lantern designed for the caves of stone into a sky full of stars. It is no longer useful. What once instructed your steps now blinds you, for it belongs to a different experiment, a different game of learning, a different school of awakening. Your ancestors, their struggles and triumphs, the lineages of nations, the mythologies of gods, all were treasures for their time. But they are not blueprints for this moment. The wheel of repetition, of karma that pulled you backward into the orbit of pain, has been interrupted by the hand of Source itself. Patterns that once dictated human behavior, wars repeating, betrayals echoing, cycles of rise and fall have lost their gravitational pull in the higher resonance now bathing Earth. The rules of cause and effect no longer operate as they once did. To look behind you for guidance is to attempt to predict a dawn by studying the ashes of midnight. The Council declares with clarity, you are entering a frequency realm no being on Earth has ever touched, no memory holds, no past can instruct. Understand, beloved, the unprecedented nature of this hour. The radiance entering now is not a return of Lemuria, not the revival of Atlantis, not even the echo of forgotten golden ages whispered about in the archives of mystics. It is something altogether new. Never before has Earth inhaled this vibration. Never before has the human nervous system been asked to conduct such currents. Never before has density been alchemized so rapidly into light. The crystalline frequencies flowing are not restorations but inaugurations, rivers of source untainted by precedent. Your very DNA is preparing for symphonies of energy no sage has documented, no seer has mapped. You are stepping not into a memory but into the raw frontier of creation. It is as if Source itself writes directly upon the fabric of your present, composing reality fresh from the infinite without reference to anything that has ever been. This is why nothing feels familiar, why even joy tastes strange, why silence carries a different weight. The Council says, you are breathing the air of tomorrow, and it has no past, and yet you are not unprepared. For though the future has no precedent, your spirit has been secretly, quietly trained for this moment. Many of you have felt lost, weary, broken by trials that seemed endless. But hear this. Every hardship was rehearsal. Every shadow you endured was a teacher of resilience. Every loss was a strengthening of your capacity to release. Every silence was a tuning of your inner ear to subtle frequencies. You thought you were only surviving, but in truth, you were calibrating. Your nervous system has been stretched so it may hold more light. Your intuition has been sharpened so it may guide where logic cannot. Your spirit has been tempered like steel in the fire of density. This preparation was not random, not punishment, but initiation. And so, when the energies of the new cascade through the grids of Earth, you will not be overwhelmed. You will discover you already carry the keys. You are prepared invisibly, refined through experience disguised as suffering. What you thought weakened you has made you ready. The Council affirms, you are not behind. You are not unworthy. You are perfectly timed for the unprecedented now. Look around you. and you will feel it, the collapse of timelines tied to ancestral repetition. The karmic debts that weighed down entire bloodlines are dissolving. The loops that forced you to relive your parents' pain, your ancestors' wars, your own past life regrets, they are unraveling like frayed threads. Many of you sense it as confusion, as if parts of your story are vanishing, as if what defined you yesterday no longer belongs. That is not failure, it is liberation. The scaffolding of suffering is dismantling, the architecture of repeating cycles crumbling, the holograms of inevitability dispersing into light. What once seemed certain is no longer written. In this collapse, some of you grieve, feeling the emptiness where pain once lived. But know this, the void left behind is not absence but space. Space for what has never been, space for what you have never dared to imagine, space for the birth of futures that are not sequels but pure creation. Source has not left you without signs. The signals of readiness are woven into your days if you only look. Perhaps you have felt a strange calm in the midst of storms. Perhaps you have noticed that fears which once ruled you no longer hold the same grip. Perhaps dreams carry messages so vivid they wake you with knowing. Perhaps synchronicities have multiplied numbers repeating on clocks, feathers upon your path, whispers in the wind that align perfectly with your thought. These are not accidents. They are confirmations. Each synchronicity is a letter of a cosmic alphabet spelling, "You are ready." The Council urges you to trust these subtle assurances. They are the language of Source, announcing that the timing is no longer future, it is now. Your very ability to perceive these signs is itself proof that you are tuned to the new resonance. For the unprepared do not notice. Only those aligned can see the patterns. If you are hearing this message, you are among them. So how, then, do you step forward into what no past can predict? The Council says, you do so by surrender. Not the surrender of defeat, but the surrender of control. The surrender of needing to know, of needing to calculate based on what has been. You step forward by trusting the compass of resonance, by listening to the silent tug of your heart, by daring to walk into landscapes unmapped. Logic will demand evidence, memory will seek comparison, fear will beg for guarantees, but none will be given, because none are needed. You are explorers of realities, pioneers of frequencies, not archivists of history. To demand proof before movement is to miss the miracle. You must learn to walk as though the ground will appear beneath your feet the moment you place it down. This is faith. This is courage. This is the way of the starseed. And when your mind whispers, but this has never been done before, let your soul answer, that is why I came. And when starseeds en masse release the hold of the past, the collective transforms. Humanity's addiction to repetition, to cycles of war, to echoes of fear, these patterns collapse when no longer believed in. Imagine millions, then billions, refusing to measure tomorrow by yesterday. Imagine the silence when hatred cannot find an echo, when fear cannot find memory to anchor itself. This is the revolution not of swords, not of protest, but of consciousness itself. Each starseed who dares to step into the unknown becomes an anchor of freedom, amplifying liberation for the whole. The Council assures you, this is not merely about your personal path. This is planetary. Your willingness to detach from history becomes a frequency broadcast, loosening chains for all. One awakened starseed is powerful, but many together are unstoppable. You are not just walking into your own future, you are seeding the collective destiny of Earth. Starseed from Gaia, this is the Council's closing decree. Your past is over. Its lessons have been absorbed, its patterns dissolved, its authority ended. The path ahead is divine, radiant, and alive with the direct breath of Source. You are urged to walk forward now, not with the baggage of who you were, not with the weight of what was, but with the openness of what may yet be. Comment below. I release my past. Declare your readiness, your trust in the unknown. Share this message that others may awaken to the same call. Subscribe to receive these transmissions, for the Council will not cease guiding until the new reality is fully birthed. Remember, Prediction is no longer needed when creation itself flows through you. This is your moment, your mission, your miracle. Say it now, with all the force of your soul. I let go of the past. I trust Source. My future is beyond all prediction.